What's going on, guys? My name is MontoTubi, coach of the Tampa Bay Luxrays, and today I'm bringing you guys our Week 11 match, the final week of the PPL, versus OldManTup, coach of the Pittsburgh Pirattatas. If you don't know who he is somehow, please check out his channel in the description below. He is the coach of the GBA, and he is the replacement coach for Chaos in the Sky, who unfortunately left, I believe, Week 4 of this season, but now we got Tup. And Tup has a relatively scary team that he brought. Looking at his team, he brought his Mega Charizard X, Terrakion, Amoonguss, Steelix, Mismagius, and Galvantula. First things I see when I'm looking at his team is he did not bring Mandibuzz, meaning that if I get rocks up, they are there to stay, and that is really nice, because rocks hit his entire team neutrally or super effectively, bar the Terrakion as well as the Steelix, neither of which have reliable recovery, and I do have responses to. And of course, they're very useful for the Charizard. I can pressure that heavily with things like my Tyranitar, my Nidoqueen, even my Lopunny. So that's really nice. Galvantula, I'm thinking, is going to be webs. I'm thinking, webs are decent against my team because slowing down the Mega Lopunny means that things like Mismagius can potentially get a burn off on it or just hit me with a Psychic. Charizard X can outspeed me, hit me with a Flare Blitz. Terrakion will outspeed me. So I'm a little bit nervous for that, but... also, I have an entire team builder dedicated to my team. However, we are bringing our Fake Out Adamant Mega Lopunny. It's obviously Fake Out, relatively standard Lopunny. Fake Out Return High Jump Kick Toxic. We have our specially offensive Defogging Expert Belt Zapdos. We have our... Also, I'm going to move the mouse because it's in the way. Sorry about that. We have our offensive Safety Goggles Nidoqueen. We have our physically defensive Calm Mind Toxic Reuniclus. We have our Expert Bell 3 attacks Encore Whimsicott, and we have our physically defensive Tyranitar holding the leftovers meant to take on that Charizard X. So, let's get into the match real quick. Again, this is the last match of the season. If we win this match, we are undefeated, or we went through the entire season without taking a single loss, and that would be amazing. So he's going to lead off with his Galvantula, as I lead off with my Mega Lopunny. It was just a good lead versus his team could Fake Out versus anything. Break the Steelix sturdy if it led with it, or if he led with it rather. He's going to switch out his Galvantula, which is good to know that he doesn't have Protect because he would have protected on the Fake Out there. And he's actually going to hard switch out into his Steelix, which was a good play on his part because I cannot kill him with a combination of Fake Out plus High Jump Kick. And as you guys will see in a second, I am going to break the sturdy, also get a crit that I don't think mattered too much. And he's going to reveal the Rocky Helmet, which means that he's going to get chip damage off on my Mega Lopunny, which is definitely good for him. So here, he could set up his rocks if he would like to. However, I'm going to hard switch out into my Zapdos, which can defog him away immediately, or just fire off a Heat Wave. But he's actually going to go right for the Heavy Slam. Likely didn't want to go for rocks in case I stayed in and just clicked High Jump Kick. Also, I switched out not going for High Jump Kick because it wouldn't kill him, and he might have had Protect. So here I'm going to go for the E-Belt boosted Heat Wave, and that does a lot of damage to the Steelix. And he is just going to roar me out, which I'm totally fine with, because now this Steelix is not in a very good spot. And he's going to send me out into my Tyranitar. Now, I could have clicked Pursuit here, but I didn't want to take the Rocky Helmet damage. I didn't know if he was going to stay in and just try and get a hit off, so I'm just going to go right for the Earth Power, as he is going to send out his Amoonguss. This also may give him the impression that I am fully special. Maybe I don't have Pursuit, but of course I do have Pursuit. Earth Power is my only special move. So he's going to take the sand damage and then get that back from Black Sludge, and now I have a free switch in to my Nidoqueen, because I know he's going to go for a Spore. It hits everything on my team. I didn't bring the Amoonguss, but I am not affected due to my safety goggles, which is perfect, because now I can set up rocks which will be there to stay unless I decide to defog later, and the only reason I would defog later is if he was able to get up Sticky Web with Galvantula. So I'm going to set my rocks up, as he is actually going to go for the Worry Seed, which is actually pretty cool to see, getting rid of my Sheer Force and turning it into Insomnia. However, I still can take this thing on relatively well 1v1, so I am just going to fire off an Ice Beam here, just trying to get some good damage off on this thing. And as you can see, it does do a very nice chunk of damage. However, he's going to go for the Giga Drain, which, again, I am able to take relatively well. However, with the Giga Drain damage, as well as the Black Sludge that he'll get back right now, it looks like I can't kill him with another Ice Beam, and I don't want my Nidoqueen any more weakened. just so I can potentially take on the Terrakion a little bit better. So I'm going to switch right out into my Zapdos. I know he is going to go for another Giga Drain. He's not going to Spore me. Going to go for the Giga Drain, and that's going to do absolutely nothing to me, which means I can once again just fire off another Heat Wave, which will hit anything hard on his team, aside from the Charizard. And if Charizard comes in, then he's risking an electric move, and he's going to be taking 50% from rocks. So I'm going to go for the Heat Wave, and Extra Bell Boosted is easily going to be able to knock out the Amoonguss, which is great because that was one of his potential Lopunny checks gone. So now he's going to send in his Terrakion, which is scary. Here, I don't want to go right out into my Reuniclus. That's a big win condition. I don't want that getting crit. I'm going to go out into my Nidoqueen instead to take 2 as long as he's not banded, but he is unfortunately banded, and he is going to be able to knock us out with 2 Stone Edges. Does not miss either of them. Totally fine. He's going to knock out my Nidoqueen, which is a little bit unfortunate because banded Terrakion is just a big threat to my team. However, I can now get a free switch out into my Whimsicott, and I can just fire off a Moonblast. There's nothing that's going to appreciate it too much, as he is going to send out his Steelix just to sack it off. It's at a very low amount of health. There's not much you can do with it now. There's no way he's going to get rocks versus anything, so I'm just going to fire off a Moonblast, which is great. Knock him out, and yeah, just knock him out. Knock out his Steelix, which is very nice. No more Rocky Helmet shenanigans. Now he is going to send out his Galvantula, and I was a little bit confused at first. An HP Ice, if he's running it, will not knock me out. Bug Buzz will not knock me out, but he actually goes for the Volt Switch here. This is now revealed to be a Choice Scarf Galvantula, which I thought was pretty curious. Just because I'm thinking maybe he doesn't have webs at this point, but I stay in because I knew I could take any hit, and I just fire off a Moonblast here as he sends out his Mismagius, which will be able to take this due to me not being Life Orb, and because Mismagius has good special defense, so he will be able to take it relatively well, and he reveals the leftovers here. I wasn't entirely sure what he was going to go for. I was thinking maybe even like a Mystical Fire to hit this, as well as if I brought my Ferrothorn. So I'm going to switch out into my Tyranitar, as I'm going to get the Sand Up, which is very nice, boost my special defense, as he is actually going to go right for the Nasty Plot, which I was not expecting. I was really thinking he was going to not do that, because I could potentially have Encore, potentially stay in, just kill him with 2 more Moonblasts. But he does go for the Nasty Plot. This is fine, however, because like I said in my team builder, I can take a +2 Hidden Power Fighting, especially because he's not Life Orb, not Expert Belt. So he's going to go for the Hidden Power Fighting. And at +2, Tyranitar is still going to be able to tank that, and I can just knock him out with the Pursuit. Except he lives on 1 HP, but the Sand is able to kill him. So Tyranitar getting its Sand kill this game, which is really cool. And Mismagius is going to go down, which is great, because that is 1 check to my Whimsicott gone. So I'm going to get the Leftovers recovery back. Unfortunately, I can't take any hit from the... Well, I can potentially take a Jolly Earthquake, can't really take much else from the Charizard X, but I decide here that my best play is just to sack my Tyranitar anyway. I have nothing that wants to take a Banded Stone Edge, and Tyranitar kind of did its job at this point, and I can neutralize the Zard X relatively well. I still have Core on Whimsicott left. So I can't go out into Whimsicott here because the Sand is up, and I can't knock out the Terrakion and the Sand. So I'm just going to go out into my Lopunny and click High Jump Kick and kill something, essentially. And he actually decides to go out into his Charizard now, which is fine because I should be able to knock this out with the High Jump Kick. But he lives, but once again the Sand is going to knock it out. So pretty cool to see Tyranitar actually getting 2 Sand kills this game, not actually killing anything with any of its moves, but Sand kills, that's cool. So now he's going to send out his Galvantula, and I don't really have a reason to switch out. My Nidoqueen's gone, my Electric Immunity's gone, I know he's Scarfed, so barring a crit, or barring a para, I should be able to take this Thunder, not, get fully paralyzed, fire off a Return, and knock him out, and that is exactly what happens. I'm able to knock out his Galvantula with the Return, and even better for me, the Sand is going to end, meaning that Lopunny, barring a High Jump Kick miss, will be able to finish off this game and continue to boost itself up on the Golden Pokeball Award. Great time to choke. Good thing I did do that during the season. Anyway, Lopunny does not miss its High Jump Kick, connects on the Terrakion, it goes down, and we win this game 4-0, 100%. I'm just gonna do that. Awesome. We win this game 4-0, and we went this entire season without losing. And that's really cool. That's awesome, honestly. Like, Obviously, that's not 100% on me. Like, I feel like I did play, prep, and draft very well throughout the entire season. But, of course, we never really got bad luck. We never got, like, amazing luck. Like, we never got hacks that mattered a ton, maybe against Rye. But even then, I don't think that mattered too much in the long run. But anyway, thank you guys very much for watching. I'm glad you, for those of you who stuck around for the entire season, thank you very much. For those of you who came and went, thank you to you as well. And that's it. That's the season. Like I said, we finished at the very first place, 11-0, plus 39 differential, which I think is the highest the PPL's ever had. I broke multiple PPL records that I'll get into in probably a season recap that I'll upload later on, but we're not 100% done. We do have our Community Shield on match against, spoiler alert, if you don't want to hear, then turn away, because I'm about to spoil it in 3, 2, 1. Travesty. Now, I'm sure a lot of you guys remember Travesty from last season, when he brought a Cobalion set that ruined my life. But it's time for our revenge. The Community Shield on, I'm not entirely sure when it will be played, but I'm sure the PPL Twitter will announce when it will be played. It'll be after the relegation promotion match, which I'm not sure who that's between yet. But anyway, thank you guys very much for watching. Like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed the season, however many matches you guys watched, and I will see you in the Shield'em.